Hey there, super excited that you made it here. And as you know by now, my name is Adam Nager. I just want to let you know what you're going to see from here on out is not a way of making wealth through a job, through a job. If you're looking for an employment opportunity, this is not the seat that you want to be in. I want to save you time and I want to save us time. That all being said, if you're looking to create six, seven, potentially even eight-figure revenue opportunities in your own healthcare business, this is absolutely the place that you want to be. I'm looking forward to showing you exactly how I've been able to build an eight-figure medical billing business and create residual passive income and generational wealth for myself and for my family. Stay tuned.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar. My name's Kristen, and I'll be your co-host for this webinar. Today, we're talking about how to start your own six-figure medical billing company in less than 12 months. I'll be joined by founder and CEO Adam Nager, who started his own medical billing company back in 2008. With hard work, he grew it into a seven-figure company in a pretty short amount of time. Adam did this while still being a husband and a father. He started his professional journey actually while working for the Department of Defense. He's now a best-selling author, a serial entrepreneur who's coached hundreds of seven-figure business owners across the country. And he's here with us to share how he did it, how you can do it. But first, let's start with why he did it. Adam, welcome.
Hi,
How about,
Kristen.
hey, great to see you.
Great
How
to
about
see you as
if you
well.
start just with a little bit of background in your story? You have such a fascinating story. Tell us how you got into medical billing.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for that introduction. And want to first and foremost welcome everybody. Glad you made it. Glad you're here. That I think is the first step in success is just showing up. Can't be successful without showing up. So that's number one. But really, how I got into it was early on. I was not the standard student. Didn't graduate high school. Never went to college. Didn't do any of those things. Actually got my GED when I was 21 and started working for the Department of Defense at a fairly early age after getting out of retail management and realized that healthcare was an opportunity that could provide some real resistance to the economic changes that we go through. And 5 years, every 5 years, we always talk about our 5 year goals. Every 5 years, there's ultimately two presidential elections that happen in those 5 years. So many things change, but one thing has really stood the test of time, which was healthcare. And I learned about that through my work with the Department of Defense early on. And so I started looking for opportunities outside of working for somebody else because I knew I wanted the ability of controlling what was on the front of the check and not just signing what was on the back of the check. I wanted to be able to really control my destiny. And so ultimately in 2008, I made the decision to start my own business. And I got started in medical billing at that time. And I looked at medical billing as two things, Kristen. One was that it was in healthcare, it was recession resistant. And so that was something I was looking for. And then the second thing is that it utilized technology, and I knew technology was another thing that wasn't going anywhere back in 2008, and I was glad I did because surely it's provided a lot of opportunity for myself, for my family, for friends, and honestly also for our associates, our employees.
You have hit on so many good points that I'm sure a lot of people can really relate to. Not everybody wants to go to college. School's not right for everyone, but we also really want to control our own destiny. Everybody has that dream. And working in a recession resistant industry is just the kind of security we all want. Talk about, though, if you had any billing experience when you started your company, or what kind of experience really is necessary to do this.
Yeah, so, I decided to start a medical billing company because I saw the opportunity of combining healthcare and technology. Back then, the US economy was spending billions of dollars, trillions of dollars. In fact, in 2022, the US economy spent 4.2, I believe, 4.5 trillion dollars on healthcare, which is crazy to me. And
Trillion with a
so
T.
I'm like trillion with a T. I mean, it's unimaginable. Beyond that, I saw an opportunity of a position where I didn't actually have to be the one performing. in order to make money, in order to be successful. And so back early on in my life, I was thinking about becoming a doctor myself. And if you're looking for a job or if you're looking for a career change or something like that, this is probably not for you. This webinar is probably not for you. I was looking back then and I'm looking for people like yourself, and I'm sure you are one of these people that are looking to start a business, start something that's bigger than themselves, get beyond just that paycheck and start impacting other people. And so that's why at the time, although I was starting a medical billing company and I had no billing experience, I knew I wasn't going to be the guy doing the billing. So no, I didn't have any medical billing experience, Kristen. I had no experience at all. I was never a clinical person. I was never CPA trained or anything like that. You didn't have to have any of that experience. You had to find people, and that's what I've really proven over years now. To be successful, you have to find people that are quality people to do the tasks that you need them to do, and you need to know when to do it. So,
And having the drive too, and the desire, which I'm sure anybody who's watching this webinar already has that. That's why they're here. But tell me, everybody's juggling so much. It's hard to really set aside life to start something new. How long does it take to really grow your business? What did your timeline look like in regard to growing your business?
yeah, so back in 2008, I started the business. Within 12 months or so, 18 months, we were just over $100,000 a year, six-figure business. Okay.
Wow.
And from there, we were able to bring that and triple that really into a business that was doing close to $500,000 a year in just the following 12 months.
That's incredible.
So 2.5 years into it, we were doing around $500,000. And we hit over seven figures in the following 18 months. And so over the course of the first 4 years, we hit $1 million a year in revenue. And now we're well beyond that. And it's been an exciting, I mean, honestly, it's been a very, very exciting ride. The business continues to grow year over year, obviously. And the opportunity is there. It truly is. So.
That is awesome and so exciting to hear. Now, a new adventure is never without challenges. What were some of your greatest obstacles, and talk about maybe how you were able to overcome them?
Yeah, so for one, I was just a young, immature uh, guy. I was just a young, immature guy, no college education, right? Trying to relate to physicians. I didn't have the background that I'm sure many of you watching this webinar today have. And I certainly didn't have the knowledge that I have today back then. So that was an obstacle that I had to overcome. It took me a little bit to really figure it out. And so that was one thing. Another thing is just, strapped. I didn't have the capital to invest in this. Again, I was working for the Department of Defense at the time. I was working this business, by the way, Kristen. I don't know if you know this or not, but I was working this business initially part-time, and while I was still engaged with the Department of Defense.
Oh,
And
wow.
so this was not a full-time thing for me. And we help a lot of people today, which I know we'll talk about later. We help a lot of people today that are just doing this part-time on the side with their spouse, with the brother, with the cousin, or by themselves. But I was in this for myself, really by myself early on, and so that was an obstacle too. I mean, truly, I didn't have the support. I didn't have any support system. I didn't have anybody to lean on. I didn't have best practice back then, and I was a 24-year-old guy with no experience, and so that was tough, tough.
Finding your way. Yeah.
Mm.
Let's dive a little bit deeper into that, because I'm sure a lot of people watching this have a full-time job or have another job that they're going to be juggling at the same time. When you first start out, how do you gain clients, especially if you're working another job?
Yeah, yeah, really good question. First and foremost, when I was doing it, I didn't know best practice. I didn't know a system to follow. I didn't have a system to follow. I had to develop the system. And so I tried everything from cold calling to knocking on doors to going through the yellow pages and just dialing for dollars, I used to call it. to LinkedIn messages, to sending out mailers, to just everything under the sun to get people on the phone. And I finally figured out a system that actually worked, and I invested some money and some time into that system and proved that system over the past 15 years. And that's how we literally can turn on and off the flow of new clients coming into our business month over month, year over year. And we can show steady, not crazy growth rates where you're just, tired at the end of every day and exhausted and not being able to do the family vacations and all that kind of stuff that you really want to do because you're starting your own business. You want to still have that quality of life, and that's how I built my business, and that's why my business is as strong as it is today. Is because I built it well over time. But finding those opportunities, I call them, early on was very difficult because again, I didn't have a system. I didn't have anybody to ask what's best practice and what's working today in today's marketplace.
Yeah, that really speaks just to the value of having a system in place that you can follow. Um,
Absolutely.
what's something that you wish you would have known when you started your business that you'd like to share?
The value, I think, that's a good question. I think the value of support, the true value of support, of having a mentor, of having somebody that you could follow. Um, if I had that, I think back now how much I make in terms of what I take home, right? At the end of every day, at the end of every month when I do my distributions. And I think if I had just invested a little bit of money, a little bit of time into somebody that could guide me, if I could find that resource to guide me, to just shave off maybe even 6 months or 12 months, what that would impact me and how that would impact me today, and having the extra amount of money that that would have meant to me, it's staggering. It's staggering.
Absolutely. The amount of time that you would save just by having someone who's been there and can model it for you. I could see the value in that for sure. How have you been
Huge.
able to grow and master your skills within the business?
Continue investing. That's what I figured out is the best investment is one in myself. I invest 100,000 plus a year into myself to
In
keep,
terms of
keep
education, continued education, or
correct.
makes
Yeah.
sense?
And by the way, great question. Not for medical billing. It has nothing to do with medical billing. It has everything to do with the way I think, the way that I operate, the way that I am as a CEO, personalities, all of that kind of stuff, networking,
Business
marketing,
skills.
business.
Those are skills that can help people in so many different areas of their lives. So many different
I
ways.
like to say that this is not just about medical billing because it's really not. It's really about structuring yourself and your mind to operate a successful business, whether it be this or scale a business. Maybe you already own a business. We work with a lot of 6 and 7 figure healthcare business owners already. By the way, we work with doctors. We have publicly elected officials that are working with us. We have FBI agents that have worked with us in the past. I mean, we all different backgrounds, IT
Oh,
engineers and business owners that are just general business, 7 figure business owners. Um, and
so something
so
anyone can do, it sounds like.
it's
Anyone can get
something
in.
anybody can do with the right mindset, right? And so that we focus a lot of time, Kristen, on the mindset of starting, building, scaling a successful, profitable business, right?
Yeah.
And how to do that in a timely manner too. So
Uh, along those lines, talk about how big the market or the opportunity is. Is this something you do locally or can you scale it nationally?
yeah, good question. It's funny. I got my very first client. I was in Las Vegas, and the client was in Florida, which is where I live. As you know, I'm in Orlando and I'm over in Vegas on a trip, on a family vacation, and I get a phone call and we sign a deal and I'm in Vegas and the client actually happened to be a local client to me. Today, 90 plus percent, 95% of my clients are actually outside of the state of Florida. Most of them, large majority of them, I've never even met in person. I've never even stepped foot in their office, which is one of the best things about this business. There's 850 plus thousand doctors all across the United States. And I can get a percentage of each one of those clients. Every time a patient's walking into a medical practice, one of my clients' practices, every time I'm getting a slice of that practice's revenue for every one of those patients that comes through the door.
Wow. So really, it's limitless. That it's
It is.
incredible.
It
And
is.
I know that you are spending a lot of time now helping others to do the same thing. Talk about how you're helping entrepreneurs who are interested in starting their own company.
Yeah, I think back and I think about our success and my success and what it's provided for my family, what it's provided now for our employees. And we're set up pretty well. We have a system that works. We know that the system works. We know how to install that system into other businesses and watch that system work in other businesses now. I've taken that experience and I bundled it up into a passion for me, working with other people that want to see the same level of success, that are willing to put in some time, willing to put in some energy, willing to put in some money, commit to themselves and build something and support those folks through that process, with a system that works. It's a proven system. We just install it into your business and watch it grow. And now we're not only helping, entrepreneurs, we're helping very, very successful business owners already, right? With groups of business owners where they have a board already and they're just looking to scale and become more profitable in their business. And we're helping those businesses as well as just plain old startups, people that are just looking to get off the ground. And so it's just exciting. And I love watching other people's success. Really, I do. So.
Amazing. That's so cool. So, talk a little more about what your program offers and how it benefits people who enroll.
Yeah, good question. So, our goal is to support you by installing a system that works. That's it. That's number one. How do we know the system works? We know the system works because we're working the system today. Okay,
Yeah,
we
it's
spend a
clearly
lot of
working
money
for you.
on Q&A and all that kind of stuff to make sure that the system's actually working. Why? Because I'm building my own business while I'm helping you build yours. Okay, I don't look at it as competition. Everybody says, "Oh, you're helping competitors." I'm not helping competitors. There's 850,000 doctors all across this beautiful country that we live in. 850,000, and I've got a quarter of 1% of them, and I'm doing as well as I'm doing. So if I can help you do the exact same thing, there's plenty of opportunity out there. And so that all being said, we put together a system that works. We install it into your business. Okay. We're going to help you every step of the way through the process of making decisions until you're ready to make those decisions on your own. And so I always tell people I can teach you where the water is. I can show you how to drink the water. I can even drink the water myself. I can't force you to drink it. You got to be willing to go down there and drink it yourself. So there is going to be work on your side. Okay. This is not a get rich quick type thing. This is a real sellable business, by the way. We haven't talked about that, but this is a business that is brick and mortar in the sense that you can have a physical office, and there is a tremendous opportunity of getting bought out as you build this business and scale this business to a profitable level. So there's just so many opportunities. That all being said, you've got to be able to take that opportunity and run with it yourself. So we're going to give you the vehicle. We're going to even give you some gasoline. Um, and we're not just going to train you. By the way, that's kind of an important piece for the listeners today. Um, there's a lot of programs that just get out there and train you and just send you into a workshop, send you books. Maybe you watch a webinar like this, and then you buy something, you get logged in, and now you're done. Okay. I think the biggest thing that we offer is support. The training's great, but the support thereafter, because you're going to be in the trenches, you're going to be talking to potential clients, right, Kristen? And and as you're doing that, you're going to have questions. And it's funny. I'm working right now. I'm coaching a doctor, a doctor that started this business. Why? Because they know how much billing, number one, can generate. That's number one in terms of profit. And number two, how bad some billing companies are doing. Okay. And so they saw that as an opportunity. They seeked our counsel to help them build that business. We're helping them. And they're coming to us for guidance in terms of pricing and in terms of processes, in terms of all that. And we're there every step of the way through the process of them onboarding their clients. And so I think it's great to have the knowledge, but then when you get out there and practice, sometimes the world's different, right? Sometimes experiences are different and you need some guidance. And I think that's really the biggest thing that we do. We do support through a variety of channels, live chat and Slack, and just a whole bunch of different channels to give you the support that you truly need throughout that process. So,
Amazing. And just, I mean, the support is incredible in itself, but having the time savings of starting a new business with a system that's already in place and not having to stumble your way through it yourself. I can see the
yeah,
value.
I'm gonna say this about that. You know, there's business opportunities, which is what we are, and then there's franchises, two separate opportunities, two different types of businesses, right? Franchises, you're gonna get the name, you're gonna get their system, you're gonna work their system, and you're not gonna be able to do anything differently. It's their system, it's their name, it's your location, and
You
that's
do it
it.
their way.
Their way, exactly. Business opportunity, it's your business, it's your name, it's your everything, and sometimes you get a system. And so we're going to give you the system. It's going to be your name. It's going to be your decisions. We'll help you make those decisions as you go through the process. But at the end of the day, we're very, 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 very clear. We are a business opportunity, but really with a system that works. And so all we have to do is plug that system in, allow you to nurture it, sow some seeds, fertilize that soil, and then watch that harvest happen. So
Amazing. And again, that goes back to just the flexibility that people crave and being able to kind of drive their own ship. Um,
huge.
any big success stories that you can share from your clients? Any people whose
Oh my
lives have
gosh.
changed like
Yeah.
yours
I
have?
mean, so many people, just watching people retire through this, watching people leave the 9 to 5, watching people finally come home and be able to raise their kids, um, watching former CPAs close their CPA practice to do this full time because they realize the margins are better on this than it was in the CPA firm, as an example. Um, we had a recent success story out in California with a woman that started her business, was disabled, wasn't able to get out of the home to work outside of the home. Started this business 3 months later. She had 8 clients or 7 clients, I think. Okay, 2 people working for her full time. And although she's not able to leave the home, okay, she's still able to create income that is well beyond what you could ever do as working from home. Okay. Why? Because it's a business, it's a scalable business. And the beautiful thing is a lot of our folks have local connections. They build a local connection source, right, with the community around them, but they quickly expand beyond just the city, the state that they're in, and they're in multiple states. I will tell you this, over 50% of our independent business owners that are working with us today have clients outside of the state that they're actually in. So they're well beyond just their local area. And that's what's exciting about this is it truly is, like you mentioned it earlier, Kristen, it's limitless. It truly is.
So much opportunity. Now, I have a couple more questions that you sort of have touched on, but I just want to make sure that we answer everybody's questions. So I'm going to ask you a little
Sure.
more detail. One was going back to just how do people get leads and clients when they are a brand new company? Can you talk a little
Yeah.
more about that?
Yeah, great question. So part of our system is how to find those opportunities. Okay. And so there's online channels, there's local channels that we'll share with you. I always tell people you need a good solid foundation, Kristen, before going out to any of these channels. So the leads don't matter if you don't know what to say when you get a lead on the phone, right? The leads don't matter if you don't know how to call and when to call that lead. Okay. And so we're going to walk you through that process. The good news is with 850,000 doctors out there, there's plenty of opportunity. In fact, for those of you that are watching the webinar now, we're going to make sure that you get some leads, okay, on us so that we'll even sow some seeds into that business of yours, your new business, and help you reap those benefits as well. But the biggest thing is getting the education first. Now that you've got the education, if you've got a solid foundation, now we can help you build from there.
You're really helping people, just provide them with a toolbox to get started, it sounds like.
It's a great way
And
to put it. Yep.
aside from that, the mentorship, which I know you said would have been so valuable for you, talk a little more about how you support people just in your clients and in helping them to hit six figures in 6 to 12 months. That's a
Yeah.
pretty ambitious goal.
It is. It is, but it's totally, totally, totally doable. Most people don't realize the reality of that, of how doable that truly is. And I'm not going to get into the numbers today, but it is totally, 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 totally doable very quickly in this business. That all being said, we're going to give you a roadmap. We call it a roadmap, and it's a 12-week roadmap. So once you get that foundation and you get the education, okay, and you graduate, by the way, and you'll graduate, and we'll jump on a one-on-one call, and we'll celebrate your graduation. Yay, you graduated. Now let's put together a plan of action to get you to accomplish the goals that we've established for you, right? And we'll work together to identify those goals. Now we put together a customized roadmap for you for the following 12 weeks to get you lifted right off. And when you follow that roadmap, the success is there. The fact of the matter is you have to go step by step, day by day, week over week through that roadmap. Now, just know as you go through the roadmap, I'm here. We're here. Our support team is here to guide you and help you and keep you on course. Your responsibility, though, as you're going through that roadmap, is keeping the pedal down, keeping you got to keep going. Momentum, it's the easiest thing to lose and it's the hardest thing to gain. So we're going to help you gain that momentum and you want to just continue down that path.
Very well said. And the last question I have before we get into how listeners can get started and get that
Mhm.
roadmap, what is the best piece or the biggest piece of business advice that you're able to give people?
Yeah, I think that is again the best. I believe the best investment is one in yourself. Okay. I believe that you at some point you'll make the decision, if you haven't already, to stop trading your time for money. Okay. And this is a business that's allowed me to do so many other great things. And it's never prevented me from doing the things that I wanted to do. And that's what I'm so thankful for. Back in 2008, when I first got started in this business, I wanted to find something that not only was recession proof or resistant, but I also wanted to find something that never had any 911 emergencies. I don't like 911 emergencies, right?
Nobody does.
No one does. No one does. And so with medical billing and with this business, just in general, there are no 911 emergencies. Anything can be fixed and it can be fixed tomorrow. It can be fixed on Monday. It doesn't have to be done today. So try to find something. If this isn't the right opportunity for you, if you're watching this right now, try to find something where you don't have to trade your time for money. If you're truly an entrepreneurial spirit, try to find something you don't have to trade your time for money, and you can rely on experts, number one, and you've got a system to follow. I think that that's the biggest thing. The best investment is one into yourself and then into those that are making yourself successful, right? And so I invest a lot of money, a lot of time into my teams as well. So
Such great advice. Thank you for that. So tell us now, what's the best way for listeners to get started?
so I think the next step would make sense to just schedule some time with one of our consultants. We call them business coaches. Identify whether or not this business is the right business for you. We only work with a handful of folks. We want our audience, okay, our community, as we call it, to be successful at the end of the day. And so we want to make sure before we engage with anybody that we believe truly, if you follow the system, if you follow the scorecards and the metrics that we put out and you just do it and you just do it, you'll be successful. And if you're not, then we're going to make sure that we work with you until you are successful. So that all being said, schedule some time with one of our business coaches. Let's make sure that the opportunity is there for you, and we feel that the opportunity is there for you just as much as you see the opportunity is there for you. And then from there, let's see if we can make it happen together. See how quickly we can make it happen together. Your biggest opportunity is identifying and discovering why you're looking to build this business. Why are you looking to build a business? Okay. That has to be something not from here, but from here. It's got to be an emotional reason why you're looking to build. Otherwise, distractions will come in, people will come in, things will come in to play that will take you off the course. And I'm not talking about this course. I'm not talking about this program. I'm just talking about life. I'm talking about getting through whatever you're trying to get through. So figure out why you're looking to build this business. Make sure it's not a head thing. Make sure it's an emotional thing. And then with that why, we can help you build this business if this business is the right one for you in accomplishing your goals.
Adam, I know you're doing great in the business you're in, but you could also be a really excellent life coach. Just saying.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I believe I kind of am, honestly, Kristen, for a lot of the folks that come through our business. I really do. And as you will get to know me, as we get to know each other through the process, okay? We'll spend one-on-one time together through this process. And as you'll get to know me, you'll understand I talk more about life than I do about medical billing. Medical billing just happens to be a vehicle to allow us to do the things that we do. This past 12 months, I was able to bless my father with a farm, 70 acres up in northern New Hampshire that he resides at now. Four-bedroom house up there, so myself and his grandkids can go up there with my wife and spend time with them. And that was always his dream. And to have property, to have land, to have the opportunity. And so now he's been able to do that. I was able to do that cash. And it's not from this business, by the way. It's not from my coaching business. I always say this is my fun money. This allows me to do some fun things. But it was from my medical billing business. And we're able to impact so many people's lives, so many providers, medical doctors. I'm on a first name basis, Kristen, with 95% of our clients. 95% of our clients I'm on a first name basis with because they respect me, I respect them, and we've got great relationships. This is a relationship business as well. So if you're looking for something where it's just, get on the phone and close somebody and move on, that's not this business. That's not this type of opportunity. We're building relationships. Why? Relationships can last for a long, long time. I didn't share this yet, but we still have our very first client that we signed in 2009
Wow.
is still with us.
Impressive.
So we did the work once and we've been paid residually, passively from that one engagement now for however many years. It's been a long time. So
That's exciting. And you said it so many times, opportunity is what it's about. And I think
that's it.
seizing the opportunity, it's really exciting. So that's all of the questions I have for you, Adam. Thank you so much for sharing your story and really helping us to realize how possible it is to start and operate a successful business in healthcare. It's exciting information, and we just appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Kristen. Appreciate you.